Sorry in advance for this being almost a month after the occasion, rendering it no longer topical, but it was something that I've always wanted to get done. I had been away from my resources and had some technical issues along the way. Realistically, I meant to document my first trip to Gen Con back in 2019, but a combination of being overwhelmed by the scope of the event, my work schedule during the con, and the fact that my talents at journalism are on par with a paste-eating toddler during daycare. Hell, even the toddler could probably do a better job. Enter Gen Con 2021. After a year ravaged by a pandemic, in-person events have been trying to re-establish themselves. Sports venues, concerts, tournaments, and conventions are all muscling through this predicament. Even something as massive as Gen Con felt a critical blow. Major companies pulled out entirely or opted for a digital-only presentation. Yellow, Asmodee, Peterson Games, Paizo, Lucky Duck, Kingdom Death. Due to restrictions on travel in Europe, a lot of the larger publishers weren't able to attend, perhaps leaving that must-see game absent. The event noticeably had a smaller attendance, and the enthusiasm was present, yet tempered in some ways. Still, my takeaway was rather positive. Number 1, shoulder room. Less people means less contact. With the social distancing aside, it was just so much easier to move around, and I like that. I helped demo products for endless games such as Hip Town and Popcorn Party, when I had activity at the table. There were still opportunities to attain many riches.
You want to see 6 of a con. I don't even know what happens when you get 6 of a con, to be honest with you. I think you take the book. Doesn't work. That's a nice stuff.
Triples, let's see it.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh man.
Check it. Just listen to the splendor of that. Tears of beauty. I know, right? Look at it.
Quality like that can't be touched.
Oh, no.
All right.
No matter how small the bounty.
It's cash, fans, operations, and training. And then you use those 4 resources to take actions throughout the week. So you'll start off, you'll do a board meeting. Your board of directors are kind of like money-centric or fan-centric, depending on how they want to run their operations, right? So you roll a die, you roll a 6, it'll tell you which kind of board meeting and their directive you're going to have for the week. So for this instance, we'd be the red one, which are usually fan-focused. And then you spend all of your actions recruiting new players, hiring staff, contracting out ads, upgrading your stadium, ultimately to build your dream soccer team.
So will each player have?
Yep, each player has one of these 3 boards.
Oh my, it's going to be a big one.
It's massive. Yeah. Tableau builder, right? It's a big game, but most of the player interaction comes from the market, bidding on, getting players and getting staff and stuff like that. Then at the end of the week, you have a scouting report. That'll tell you kind of like how the upcoming team is going to play. You design your field, like tactics on how. Yep. And then relate to the players in your tableaus. Like number 10 will be this guy. He has like a power of 3, right? Then you'll flip this guy over. You figure out who won, who lost, and you'll score victory points based on that.
How do you figure out from that card who won and who lost?
So like you compare.
So I see a whole lot of numbers. I have no idea what that means.
Basically, you just go through and compare defensive guys to offensive guys.
All right.
And then their power levels. So this guy has a 2 defensive power versus my unnamed guy. So they all start with 1. So basically, I wouldn't score a goal here. Defensive guys block my offensive guys. I block his offensive guy with my 10 because he's got a 3 defensive strength. And you just go through all of them, tallying up the scores.
So you'll build up all these named people that'll match these guys out here.
Exactly. Yep.
And they flip over to have offensive and defensive.
Depending on which ones you contract out, yeah.
That's super cool.
So yeah, like I'd score a goal here because my 11 shooter doesn't have a defender. He would score a goal because he's got 2 shooters against my 1 defender. So yeah, you kind of balance it out that way. This game is looking like it's going to be a draw, I think. We're going to score here and here, and they're going to score here and here.
So what happens in a draw?
We will get 1 here.
Last question I think I have immediately is like, what are the dice for?
So the dice for board directors here You'll roll this dice once per game, and if it matches up with one of your player numbers, that player becomes injured and is out for the next game. And then these dice will tell the scores for anyone who you didn't play against in the league.
Oh, nice.
So, like, right now we are playing against BCF, but then we have to increase everyone else's score based on who didn't play for all the players. Yep. So, wins, losses.
So they have a little.
Yep.
Because you're recording this, right? There's a little thing there. That's the team.
Yeah. Nice.
So they'll move up that track to show where they are.
Yeah. But that's the game for the most part.
Nice.
Yeah. I think the only thing we kind of didn't cover was ads a little bit. You can like contract out ads. Set collection for some of the staff. If you have a bunch of like the training staff, they'll get you more points.
So what would you say the complexity of this game is?
I have only played it once-ish, and it's still kind of a little bit in development. I'd say it's maybe 3 out of 5. It's got a nice economic simulator going on at the heart of it, but I don't think it's too hard to grasp or understand.
That's fair. It looks like there's a lot of moving bits, but it also sounds like once you pick it up.
Yeah, it's really cohesive, like what you can do in a turn, right?
Yeah, the blend of resource management and
The economics of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
All right, well, thank you.
for sure, of course.
I just want to check it out. Like I said, I've been listening to him talk about it, and I thought if I came and looked at it, one, it would give me an idea whether I wanted to back it, because it is live, I
Yeah,
believe,
it's got
right now, right?
3 weeks left, I think, but it's already been fully funded, so it's getting.
Well, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I was thinking is, I can like actually go out and tell people about it if I have actually seen it
Right.
and
For
looked
sure.
at it. So
We appreciate that.
absolutely. Thank you.
So, this game is Shifting Stones, and what you were trying to do, like many games, is get the most points possible. Do you also want to learn? You can come in over here if you want. So in Shifting Stones, your hand of 4 cards is going to both be your ability to score points and your ability to take actions. So your general goal is you want to match patterns on the board with the cards in your hand. If you do have a successful match, for instance, this one is 2 fish next to each other. So if you had this on the board, you can say, I'm scoring that, and you can put it in front of you. That's 2 points for the end of the game. Or you can discard a card next to the draw pile, and that will allow you to either shift stones left, right, or up and down, no diagonals. You can flip stones, so that can go to the other side. So you have sun and moon, you have water and air, you have travel by land and sea, you also have a seed and a full-grown tree. And then at the end of your turn, you'll always draw back up to 4 cards going into your next turn, or you can skip your turn and just do nothing, and you can draw 2 cards, so you have 6 going into your next turn, but you can't ever do that twice in a row.
Okay.
And then you play until one player scores a particular number of cards, just based on the number of players. And at that point, you finish the round, so everyone has the same amount of turns. Then you add up the total, and whoever has the most points is the winner.
So this plays up to 5?
Yes, it does play up to 5. And it also has a solo mode, so it's actually 1 to 5 players. Yeah. So that is Shifting Stones.
Example of one of the birds, and you can see it does have its Roadrunner-ish Latin name as well attached to it.
right.
So it's a 20-minute play, 3 to 5 players. You put your cards down, face down, and then you reveal them simultaneously throughout, and then there's an order of operations in which things some cats may be trying to get the same bird, some will be, because they have different point values.
Right.
And so they want to go.
So when you are targeting, you said you all reveal at the same time and then different things happen. How take-thatty is this game? Or does it just kind of happen like naturally, or do you target people?
Well, you can't. What you do is you focus on what you're doing, and then as the initial reveals are turned, the cards are turned, you see what others are doing. So if they're going to interfere with you, you want to deal with them. If there's somebody getting something that you don't want them to get, then you're planning, you're strategizing what cards you're putting down 2 turns ahead.
Okay.
I think that sounds really cool. I don't know that my family would like it as the problem
Well, families can be a problem.
We get a little
sometimes.
uptight sometimes when we're not doing good or when we lose the card that we wanted and things like that.
Okay.
So I will keep it in mind. We're trying to look right now for our like last minute purchases. So
Oh,
I'm
right,
just trying
right.
to look at things I haven't looked at, get some ideas.
Oh, here, take Dr. Who with you.
Oh, thank you.
As Gen Con 2021 drew to a close, the experience was certainly different from my last visit, but enjoyable nonetheless. Many cosplayers, an opportunity to take a look at some upcoming or currently released games, and getting some great games at a lower price, like Solomon Kane, an overall enjoyable time was had. I certainly look forward to coming back, maybe with a little more robust detail next time, but this still ranks as one of my better con experiences, as I haven't really done conventions all that much over the recent years. If this becomes an annual experience for me, there'll always be something new to take a look at. So until then, signing out.